EA Sports.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Here in the background I have the method running, and I'm going to show you what I've been doing to try to make some coins in training, and I have been getting profit from this, so I'm going to walk you through it, make it very easy to understand, and you guys should profit off of this. I'm going to go ahead and say before it starts, you need a decent amount of training or coins to buy training. I would say a good starting spot is probably 250 to 300k training, which is a lot of coins. If you don't have the training and you have to buy it, that is a lot of coins. So if you have not that amount, then you need to work your way up before you can be able to do this, because if you don't have that amount, it's going to be really risky. And it's not necessarily risky because the method doesn't work or that you don't get payouts every now and again. It's just because of how much the reroll costs. It's almost 6k per roll, so you need to make sure you have a buffer there just in case you have some bad luck. But I've been doing pretty well with this. It did take me some trial and error to get it running the way I wanted to. I think I lost about close to 300k in coins. When I first started doing this, I had to figure something out because they took the Easter sets away from us and made them non-repeatable, so I needed to find a way to try to make coins in training. So I took some L's at first, but I started to work it out. I'm going to go ahead and explain that to you now. So once you have around 300k training, if you don't have the training, go ahead and buy 98 overall Cam Newtons off the block. They're probably the best priced for coins per training right now because that's what's coming out of packs and people are undercutting each other. So if you can get them around anything under 189, it's pretty good training value. So go ahead and buy those if you need training. If you've been watching the footage in the background, it's pretty easy to understand, and once you do a couple of these methods, you might find some on YouTube or you might figure some out yourself. Once you get the hang of them, you can pretty much find a method in any promo because you'll kind of get the gist of how it works. Before I tell you guys what to do with each cards, I'm going to tell you what sets we're going to be working with. Now, you're going to be working with all upgrade sets for only draft picks. So you're going to be upgrading 86s to the 90s. You're going to be upgrading 90s to the 93s. And you're going to stay there. Anything above that, you're going to quick sell. So if you pull a 96, you're going to quick sell that. If you pull a full 97 hero, you can sell them for coins, or you can quick sell them, whatever you need more. And then if you pull a 98 Cam, obviously quick sell him because he's going for training value. Now, when it comes to the heroes, there's different tiers of heroes when it comes to the sets based on when they were drafted. If they were drafted earlier in the first round, they take higher overall cards to craft, which makes them not worth it. So anything that requires a 96 or higher, you don't want to be crafting those into 97s or the 99 Cam. What you want to do is take your 93s and add those into the upgrade sets to make the 97s. And you're going to want to do all those. So if you pull any 93 at all, you're going to add it into its proper set because it only takes 4 93s. And as we keep going through this, you'll understand why. It only takes 4 93s, which can craft a whole 97, which is worth it. Then when you go a tier below that, it's cards that take 9 90s, which is not that many cards for one hero, but when you spread it across all the heroes that require 90s, it starts to add up. And if you try to take every 90 that you pull and put it in its hero set, it's going to spread you thin. You're going to start to run out of training and coins. So what I would do is choose one hero that requires 90s, the one that sells for the most. And what I've been doing is doing a Odell Beckham set. So every time I pull Odell Beckham or upgrade an 86 to a 90, I choose Odell Beckham, and I only focus on that for the 90 tier. So every other 90 that you pull out of the reroll, you're going to want to add that to the upgrade set for the 93s, which goes back to what I was saying before, why you want to add every 93 to its hero set. Like I said, it only takes 4 93s to make a 97. So if you're doing your 300 training and you're re-rolling and you pull 2 of the same 93, this method guarantees that you're going to get a 97 eventually, because you're upgrading the 90s that you don't want into 93s that you get to pick out of a fantasy pack, so it guarantees you that. Lastly are the lower first round draft picks. They take 86s to complete, and each one takes around 28, I believe, which is totally not worth it. It's going to spread your training super thin. But if you have a lot of coins, I want to say around 500k, and you have the 300k on top of it, you can start to dabble in that set a little bit. What I would do is just pick one of those players to throw your 86s into. So I would choose either DeCastro or Ingram and throw your 86s that you pull from that guy in that respective set, and only do that one. All the other 86s upgrade to 90s, and kind of working the same concept from the previous category with the 90s to 93s. You're only focusing on 190. It's the same idea. Now, if you have that high training value that you need to do this method, anywhere between 250k and 300k, but it took all your coins and all your scrap in your binder and you just hit it, then I would avoid doing that 86 set. I would just take all the 86s that you get, upgrade them to 90s. But if you're sitting around that 300k training or higher, and you have a nice coin stack around 500k plus, then you can go ahead and add one of your 86 guys to his 97, like I said, Ingram or DeCastro, and that's just going to be another level of payout for the guys who have higher currency on their account. So what should end up happening as you're doing the reroll, there's going to be highs and lows just like any other method. As long as you're following what I've laid out, you should be fine, as long as you're not trying to craft any of the draft guys that aren't in game yet and won't return anything to you now. You just stick to this method, don't do anything wild, then you should be fine. But during the actual process, you're going to have some moments of high return and also some dips. But the guys who are adding the 86 to 97, it's just going to be extra return for you when it does happen, because you have the longevity to, buy more training if you need it. But what will end up happening is there's going to be some times where you pull some 86s and you're pulling more of those than anything higher. But then all of a sudden you're going to pull like a 93, and then you might pull a 90, and then you might pull a full 97, and then you might complete a set, and then you might complete another set, and then out of nowhere you're just going to complete an 86 to 97, and 86s are supposed to be like your scrap cards, and just by pulling that low level card, you're going to end up profiting probably bigger than you would from the 93s to 97s, because those cards are harder to craft. So the DeCastro goes for around 250, whereas Anthony Barr goes for around 150. So in summary, I'll run down everything one more time for you guys, and I'll also put it in the description. But once you're doing the process, if you pull an 86 and you're sitting on a low currency account and you have just the training that you need between 250k and 300k, the higher the better, then you're just going to take your 86s and you're going to upgrade those to 90s. No set for you guys until you start to profit. Guys with 300k plus training and a decent coin stack, you guys are going to take only one 86 to 97 player, and you're going to want to do his set, and any other guy you get, you're going to upgrade him to a 90. So if you choose Evan Ingram, if you choose DeCastro, which is who I would pick, then anytime you pull that guy, you put him into the set. Anytime you pull anyone else, you upgrade them to a 90. If you get yourself a 90, you're going to want to upgrade that to a 93 to supplement the luck of getting a 93. But you want to choose one player that can go from 90 to 97, and you want to do his set. So every time you upgrade the 86s, you have something to work towards. On top of getting lucky and pulling that exact player from the reroll, I would choose Odell Beckham. You can choose somebody else. Base it off of what they're selling for. So any 86s will go to a 90, which is a fantasy pack where you will choose Odell Beckham. And then if you pull Odell Beckham, put him in his set. Anybody else, upgrade them to 93s. If you get lucky and you get a 93, you want to put him in his 97 set, and you want to do that for everyone. It only takes 4 to craft that 97. If that 97 is going for training value, then you can do whatever with it. You can sell it or scrap it for training. But I like to sell my 97s and buy 98s. It's up to you guys, whatever you want to do. One important part about the 93 tier that I forgot to tell you guys, if you're upgrading the 90s that you're not using to 93s and you're getting that fantasy pack, once you get the fantasy pack, just back out of that screen, let it go to your unopened packs, and do not open any of them until you're completely out of training. The reason for that is during the reroll process, you never know who you're going to get, and you might have a set that's 3 or 4 complete, and then you get that pack and you open it, and then you choose that player that is 3 or 4, and then you end up pulling him a couple pulls later, and you kind of just wasted that fantasy pack where you could have chose anybody on a guy you just got. So wait until you're completely out of training and you have those packs stacked up. You can go to the sets, see who you need, and then go ahead and choose from there. If you pull a 96, never ever do the set for that player unless you really want that player and you don't have coins to buy them. I would never do it. I would just keep profiting off of the method. Wait till you have coins to buy the player you want, because a 96 goes for 34k training and then a 97 goes for 48. If you do 34 plus 34, that's way more than you're getting from the 97, which is a pretty big training loss, which is a reoccurring theme for any of the high overall players, which is why we're not doing their sets. You don't get anything back from that set other than that player. So that's why we're staying around the 93s for upgrading, and then anything above 93 is just straight profit. If you pull a 96, you're quick selling that. If you pull a 97, you can quick sell it or sell it for coins, whatever you need at the time. If you pull a 98 cam, you're going to want to quick sell him, and then for the 99, you can either quick sell that for training or sell it for coins, whatever you want to do. And on a side note, this method will give you a chance at whatever limited is in packs at the time, and it's a very small chance. We probably won't get it, but if you do, that's huge. You'll probably profit around 700k off of that. It's better than no limited chance at all. If you're doing this method a lot over the next 2-3 days or whatever, and you end up rolling that set 1,000, 2,000 times, you're just increasing your chance every time you hit it that you will pull a limited. So that's just a side note and another positive from this. So if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below. I do read all my comments and I reply to most of them. And you can see here at the end, I'm buying back training to start the method over again. At the start of the method, I had around 600k coins. I had no training at all because I spent all my training on the rerolls and crafting the packs for the draft players that are going to be drafted soon and are not in game yet. I should have waited for that. It was a mistake, but I did make every single tier. I have a 99 overall collectible that I crafted. I have all of the other fantasy packs, and I have multiple of the mid to low tier ones. You can see these are all the 97s that I was able to collect after doing this process. Some of them I pulled and some of them I created out of the 93 fantasy packs, but this was basically the total of the whole process, which was 600k coins, and I turned that into, I think, over $1 million. If you look at what those cards are selling for, I think the total was around 900 to 1.1 mil. So it was a pretty good profit for me. I was able to turn it over, get more training, and start the process over. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I hope this video helps you guys get some coins and training. That's pretty much it for me. Come back for more Madden content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.